Good.
Happy Monday, everybody. How are ya?
Yes, good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining. A lot of chat action going on. It's beautiful. It's sunny. Hope you're having a good one so far. Thanks, everybody, for joining. We're going to go ahead and get started.
So let's talk about week 7. How did we do last week? We really focused on the idea of prospecting, which was really taking the time, finding it in your schedule to focus on reaching out to people. We actually have heard some amazing stories about people who actually sat in on Thursday's Ninja, which was You're on My Mind, and people immediately took some action and started seeing some great results. Remember, reaching out and prospecting is the best way to be able to grow your business, grow your database, and get more opportunity to build clients.
Yeah, so Amy mentioned we got a ton of feedback, especially after that Ninja on Thursday. And so we continued this morning. We had more emails come through to coffee@appproperties.com. And so how did we do? Let's take a look at some of the shout outs we want to give. We had a lot of responses. So let's take a look at these.
Yeah, so the first one was Davia Lipsher from the Bucktown office. She reached out to us over the weekend and through her survey and said that she wanted to share some really great news about actually week 6's impact, which talks about your value proposition. She had a listing presentation or a listing opportunity, and she said it went great. And not only did she get the listing, but she got the commission that she was really looking for. She got 5.5%. She's super excited and she's ready to rock it with this new listing. So Davia, congratulations.
Yes, congrats. And our second is Mickey Gallus out of the Michigan City office. She had watched the You Were on My Mind over the weekend. She wasn't able to watch it on Thursday, but she wrote down 2 people that she wanted to reach out to with the plans to reach out to them. And when she was actually watching the Ninja segment, one of them reached out. So part of what that Ninja accelerator was, You Were on My Mind, is how we create energy around us. And whatever it may be, the thoughts, the energy that you put out, it comes back. And so Mickey experienced this. Someone she hadn't talked to in a while that she had written down actually wrote back to her before she wrote to her before she reached out. So thanks for sharing this, Mickey.
I love it. So Courtney Cook from the Winnetka office, another example of taking that Ninja session on Thursday and reaching out to a past client. She sent them a text on Thursday right after she watched that session, and they responded, this person or this past client responded back immediately and saying that she had been thinking of Courtney and her family too. She told her a little bit about how things were going and that they were doing well in their condo, but then she also let Courtney know that they were thinking about looking for a house starting in March. So again, Courtney made that connection, and now she is already teed up to meet with these guys after the holidays to start looking at ideas for buying a house and moving out of that condo. So congratulations, Courtney. Nice job.
Yeah, nice work. Thanks for sharing. And then Tammy Stowe. And what I love about this one is that if you look, these folks haven't talked with Tammy. Tammy hasn't reached out to these people in at least 2 years. And so what she did is she reached out and broke through the fear. What is the fear? We talked about it in Ninja. We talked about it over the last week, really, the fear or the roadblocks in that we're fearful of what the response might be. And here's what's really cool. While they don't have a referral, while they don't have, they're not sending business, they're not looking to move, what they texted back here is, you are the greatest realtor ever. And the reason we wanted to share this is because we need to break through the fear and just do it. Just reach out, just get on the phone. No one's going to hang up on you or be rude to you. And now she has a relationship that she can foster again that had been broken for 2 years. So congrats, Tammy. Thank you for sharing.
I love this. And we had so many great stories. We decided to throw in a number 5 bonus this week. And Deb Berry from the Orland Park office, she, after again watching this Ninja session, immediately thought about contacting 2 people. Once she did that, she thought about 2 more people and then another 2. And so by Friday, she had made 9 phone calls, and already she's starting to generate feedback back. And she already got 1 referral just from 9 phone calls. Simply thinking about 9 different people after that session of who can you be reaching out to, and she already received 1 referral. So to all of these people and to so many of you who reached out, what a great job you're doing. Just make sure to make contact. And for these 5 fabulous brokers, they're going to get a $50 Visa gift card. And remember, this is to use on you. And if you can, try to support something local when you shop. Thanks so much, you guys.
Yeah, congrats, everyone. And like Amy said, I mean, they're still rolling in. We just got 2 within the last 15 minutes. So here's the jam. When you experience success like this, please share it with us at coffee@properties.com. They're great for all of us to share and read, because one of these stories might push someone over the edge to actually reach out and take action. That's why we're sharing these, is so that you can see the success that other people are having and mimic the actions. Again, whether it's reaching out to someone that you haven't in a period of time, texting, calling, when someone comes to mind, reach out. So thank you, everybody. This week, week 8, we're talking about consistency, and this is perfect because it's not about being perfect. It is really what consistency is doing something over and over again. It's really bringing the effort multiple times over a period of time. And so change happens. Change happens when the same thing happens consistently, and it can be small. It can be small, but it adds up and compounds to major change.
So how do we become consistent? And let's face it, we've all had the greatest of intentions, and then we've gotten off track. But consistency really is developed by just even doing little things and taking one step at a time and slowly doing it over and over again until you start seeing results. So what I want you to start thinking about is, what are you going to build in and start creating as consistent habits as we start looking into 2021. And here's the thing that I know that I tend to do is I tend to go big, and I'll write down as I get towards the end of one year and start looking into the next year. I make all these grand ideas of what I'm going to be able to do. And then let's face it, I'm 2 weeks in and I'm already falling apart with, not being consistent and really not being able to do what I, kind of grandiosely thought I would. So start small, but think about some of the small things that you want to do to start laying the foundation for a great 2021. It's all about doing little things consistently that are going to make a big impact. But I want you to start thinking about it now, because we hit the ground running come January. And if you've already thought through some of those things, you're already going to be one step ahead.
That's right. So last week we talked about the fact that we can control 3 things. They are mindset, actions, and reactions. Those are the things we can control. And with prospecting, what we talked about was that the actions and reactions are the most important. Actually taking action in prospecting and reaching out and connecting and doing something, because those actions that we talked about last week, and let's break it down. Right now, if you reached out to 2 people after Thursday's Ninja Accelerator or at some point over the weekend, that's great. You've gotten a response, maybe. Maybe you've gotten a referral. Maybe someone has told you that you're the best realtor ever. But here's what we have to do. It can't stop there. It can't just be those 2 outreaches that we just did. Consistently, think about the response you got from those 2, the response you received back. What if you multiplied that? And every day you reached out to 2 people that came to mind. Just think about the impact that would have on your business. It would be amazing.
So let's talk a little bit about the laws of consistency. Motivation is what gets you going. And oftentimes we get inspired or we get motivated. We get like that burst of energy and we're willing to go ahead and get something started. But the thing that's tough is getting it started can sometimes be easy. It's creating the discipline to keep going. So once you've started something, what's going to allow you to continue on to get to the finish line or to put it into action so that it becomes second nature or becomes a habit? Consistency comes from discipline, and discipline is the act of following through even when you feel like giving up. How many of you sitting right there have ever felt like giving up? I know I've felt like giving up a million times, but oftentimes we really just have to pull up our bootstraps and dig deep to be able to follow through. So consistency isn't easy, and it's something that we sometimes blunder or screw up. But the nice thing is if we fall off the track, we can get back on. Consistency can start and stop. It's just a matter of moving forward and always trying to follow through.
So let's talk about 7 ways that we can get back on track. And here's the jam. Those that are successful people in the world are the people that, even though they're feeling down, even though they don't want to do it, even though it's something that's challenging or hard, or they have to spend extra time or stay up late or wake up earlier, they do it. That's why they're successful. So if we haven't been consistent and we need to get back on track, we have 7 tips for you right now on how you can restart.
So the first one is put it on your calendar. If you've fallen off, whether it is the working out, whether it is prospecting, the first thing that you can do is put it on your schedule and write it down so that you can see it in front of you. So getting back on track. Then once you put it on your calendar, boom, it is 9 a.m., which actually you should be here with us at 9 a.m. on Mondays. So make it 9:30. You have your butt in your chair. Your hand is on either your keyboard or picking up your phone to start making calls, right? So put it in your calendar. When you want to be able to bounce back, you've got to make sure that you see it in front of you so that you can go ahead and actually take that action. It's putting that one step out there first, and then hopefully the rest will follow.
And number 2 is sticking to your schedule, even in small ways. And what this means is if you blocked out a specific amount of time to write 2 note cards or to text or to call 2 people, it's really easy to dismiss that. We get caught up in our days. And let's relate it to working out. It's very easy to skip a day. It's very easy to say, I'm tired or I'm not feeling great or whatever it might be. Bounce back to your schedule. You have to stick to your schedule. Whatever you've calendarized, whatever you've put in, to Amy's point before, whatever you have put into your calendar, stick to it. Whether it's a 5-minute task or a 20-minute task, don't put it off. Do it then, because again, that 5-minute task, when completed consistently, will create amazing results.
Number 3 is have someone who expects something of you. And that basically means say it out loud so you can hold yourself accountable. So, oftentimes when we aren't sure if we're going to do something, I know for myself, I like to say to somebody, I'm going to get up and work out tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Once I've said it out loud, it makes it so much easier. Or, if you are thinking about working out or going out and running again, or even if you're thinking about prospecting, call somebody and say to them, hey, I'm going to plan on being on the phone by 8:30 a.m. tomorrow morning. When you say it, it makes you accountable. And then the nice thing is when you're there at 8:30 in the morning, shoot that person a text and let them know, hey, listen, I'm getting my day started with my prospecting. If somebody else knows about what you're doing or somebody is expecting you to show up in some fashion, it makes it that much easier to make sure that you do it.
And number 4, focus on what you can work with. And this comes from the idea that Ninja teaches, which is what you focus on expands. A lot of times when we're trying to start something new, we put excuses in place, or we talk about how we don't have enough time, or we don't have the right tools or resources. And so many times I hear specifically about CRMs where people say, well, if I only had a CRM that did this, then I could prospect. But at the end of the day, we're not actually doing anything with the CRM. So having that additional resource would not be impactful. So let's focus on what we actually have. Let's focus on the tools that we have in front of us. Let's focus on the people and the database that we own now. And let's stop making excuses. Let's focus on what we have so that we can take the action we need to impact our business.
Number 5 is just because it's not optimal doesn't mean it's not beneficial. And so it's easy to get hung up on doing things the perfect way or the most optimal way. And then that ends up preventing you from doing it at all. So here's a perfect example. So my plan is to prospect every single morning, Monday through Friday. But this week on Monday, I actually have a conflict in the morning. And then on Wednesday and Friday, I also have a conflict. So maybe this week, I just won't prospect at all, right? Because my optimal schedule of being at my desk Monday through Friday at 9 a.m., because that isn't going to happen, I suddenly think I can't prospect at all. But the idea is you may not be able to prospect Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but what about Tuesday and Thursday? You might not get your 25 phone calls in, but you might be able to get 10 phone calls in. So don't get roadblocked just because you don't have the perfect week or the perfect schedule. And so you kind of derail yourself from being able to do anything at all. Same thing happens from working out. And I am a huge person that does this all the time. If Mondays I don't get off on the right track, sometimes I derail my whole week. But we don't need to do that. Remember, just taking a couple of steps, even if it isn't everything that you want to do accomplish is better than doing nothing. So remember, if it's not optimal, that's okay. It doesn't need to be optimal. It can still be beneficial.
And this is very much like the perfection roadblock we talked about yesterday, right? Or last week, excuse me. So
Right.
let's talk about—
It feels like yesterday.
Yesterday, feels like yesterday, yes. Number 6, design your environment for success. This means, there's that phrase out there that whoever you surround yourself with, the people you surround yourself with, drive who you are, drive your income, drive how motivated you are. They have an impact. So does your environment. So Amy and I aren't telling you to start hanging and plastering your walls with motivational posters. But remember during Do It Now, when we said put Do It Now on a Post-it note and put it on your mirror. We said put it in your car, put it somewhere. What you surround yourself will have an impact on your mindset, which drives you to take action. So in addition, when we talk about designing your environment for success, make sure that you're setting it up so it's easy, meaning your environment is comfortable to be able to write cards, comfortable to be able to make calls, that you have a place to go where you can complete the actions, the small habits that we want to create. So make sure that you're not just thinking about the people you surround yourself with, but also the environment in which you're taking action.
And the last thing we want to focus on is the idea of care or caring about what you're doing. It sounds simple, but the reality is sometimes we think that we're going to put a habit in place or we're going to take something on. And if we aren't passionate about it, if it isn't something that is really important to us, what are the odds that we're going to follow through? So, sometimes it is actually nice to take a step back and sort of evaluate the things that we're trying to focus on. And we can ask ourselves, does this matter to me? Is this something that is so important? And if the answer is not really, then maybe just get it off your plate and focus on the things that you want to accomplish that really matter to you and things that you really care about. Because the more passionate you are, the more you care about these things, the odds of you wanting to create great habits and follow through and create consistency are going to be that much greater. So don't clutter yourself with a laundry list of things that you should accomplish. Pick the things that are the most important to you and focus on those.
That's really great. It's sort of like a to-do list, right? Where you can have a 7-page to-do list of all the possible things you could work on. And at the end of the day, what have you accomplished? Likely nothing. I love this one. So what is also a part of consistency? It's repetition. It's simply doing it over and over and over and over and over and over again, even when you don't want to, but we need to make that repetition easier. So we have systems in place, or we need to put systems in place that make it easy to do it again and again, so we don't have the same struggle every day. If we struggle every day with how we're going to take action, likely it's not going to last very long. We're not going to be consistent. We're not going to repeat the action, and our success is going to be affected negatively by it.
So we want you to think about this as you're taking a look at your business. So much of your success is being able to create consistency in what you do day in and day out so that you're efficient. And so let's face it, when you have 1 or 2 clients that you're working with, it's pretty easy to kind of recreate over and over again the experience that you are developing for them. But let's say you scale suddenly from 2 clients to hopefully 20 clients. All of a sudden, having to figure out how you're going to do something for every single one of those clients becomes far more difficult. So you want to create a way to standardize what you're doing so that the experience that you get for clients is consistent across the board. And the beauty of it is we've got some great systems that you can be working with right now. We've said it over and over again, and it didn't even make this slide, but it is probably the most important basis of your business, and that's the CRM. All right. So some of the examples of, people that we had this week, they have a couple of great contacts that they just made on Thursday. Their next step should be putting that information or that update into the CRM so that they've got that. It's creating consistent habits using our system. So there's the CRM. We've also got the DMS. I mean, that has been an amazing resource to all of you just to create some consistency and ease in your business. We've got @Drive. We're going to talk a little bit more about that tomorrow on Coffee, but how to use @Drive to create some consistent templates for your business. We also have @Open. What a great way to be really consistent, not only with reaching out or connecting with people at opens, but with the follow-up that you need to do in order to convert these potential leads. And then we've got our CMA tool. Again, you can set that up to have it be really consistent in how you are sending information out to both your buyers and even to sellers. So making sure you're using all of our systems, that you've templatized them so that they have the look and feel and finesse that you want them to have, so that when it's time to present it to a new client, it's already there for you. And it makes it really easy and really consistent.
Yep. So tomorrow, like Amy said, that's what we're going to be talking about. Join us. Link will be out by 9:30 a.m. It's not live. You don't need a Zoom link, but the video will be out by 9:30 a.m. So stay tuned. And like Amy said, tomorrow we're going to talk through those ad systems, CRM and also Ad Drive and a few others to set it up so that it is as easy as possible to be consistent. You don't want to miss this one, because a lot of times we have tools and we roll things out and we have systems, but we either don't know how to use it or we don't know why we would use it. And we're not aware of all the functionality that can help us grow our business. We're going to really focus on the key things that will help you with consistency and repetition to help you grow your business.
And then this week's collateral packet, we've got great resources for your success. We have information on building consistency. We actually have an outline where you can outline your habits and figure out how best to establish those. And then we've also, to parlay or go along with what we're going to be talking about tomorrow on coffee, some of the ideas or suggestions for how to use the at systems for consistency, particularly at Drive, and how to break that down so that you've got some great templates for your sellers and for your buyers to make it a lot easier and a lot more consistent for you to do your business day in and day out.
Yes, so make sure you get that packet from the Agent app post. It's in the Agent app under featured posts. It's the It's All About Love post. And again, all the packets are there. The habit tracker is there, which we'll be talking about again. All of the videos from all of It's All About Love, including last week's Ninja Accelerator, which I will tell you is a great one. Please, if you haven't taken the time to watch that yet, or you weren't able to join us, please do. Go back. It's the Week 7 Ninja Accelerator. The impact, we just got another email actually right now. The impact that it is creating from that simple action is unbelievable. Thank you, everybody. Have a great rest of your day. Make it a great day. And remember,
love yourself.
Love others.
And love what you do.
All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right, guys. Make it a great Monday. We'll see you tomorrow.